Hi, I'm Charlene Laney, co-founder of Newmaker Financial and certified financial planner. Today is part 2 of our 4-part series of this interview with CPA Holly Lakorchik. She is a CPA who helps business owners all across the US. And today we're going to dive into the topic of taxes. What exactly are the taxes that we pay as solopreneurs?
Thanks, Shar. Yeah, so taxes, how fun, right? We have several buckets of taxes that we need to talk about. The first bucket, I would say, are the sales taxes. So depending on the product or service that you and your small business are offering, you may be subject to sales tax. This is very important to make sure that you are aware of this. You should be collecting this from your customers and then remitting to your state. Second big bucket of taxes are employment taxes. Those are the Medicare and Social Security tax. This is 15.3% of your income. This is huge. Third bucket, and I think this is the bucket most people talk about when they say taxes, are our income taxes. Federal tax, state tax, and then depending on where you live, some have local tax.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a great point. For those of us who have had careers that weren't as a solopreneur or were a W-2 employee of some sort, we tend to think of when we go to pay our taxes, we are thinking of income taxes. When we talk about our tax bracket, we're talking about our income taxes. But as solopreneurs, as small business owners, it's very important we recognize, to your point, depending on the product or service, depending on the state, to what extent this looks like, there's sales tax. And then there's also the employment taxes. So FICA taxes of your Social Security and paying for Medicare. We can't forget about those two things, as well as the income tax portion. What I'm wondering at this point for small business owners, for solopreneurs, what are some common pitfalls that tend to trip them up from what you've seen?
Yeah, I would say that the employment taxes are the one area that trips up about 95% of new business owners. This is big. So when you are a W-2 employee, and I assume most small business owners were first a W-2 employee at a different company. So when you were a W-2 employee, you paid half of that Social Security and Medicare tax, and your employer paid the other half. So I told you already it was 15.3%. You paid 7.65%. The employer paid 7.65%. As a solopreneur, you are both the employee and the employer. So you're responsible for all 15.3%. And that is the one thing that really shocks people, and they are not prepared for it. You really need to be remitting those taxes, those employment taxes, on a quarterly basis. And so super important, and it is definitely something that trips people up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to fathom as an employee when you're working at a small or large company and you're getting paid a W-2 salary, that the tax burden is actually shared by both you and your employer.
Right.
When you go off to be on your own, to be your own boss, well, it's true, you are your own boss and you are your own employee, and you need to pay taxes like that too. So
Correct.
such great points here, folks. Don't forget to pay all 3 buckets of your taxes. Don't forget to plan for all 3 of those buckets. And let's not forget that you are both your employer and you are your employee. So we need to account for that tax-wise. If you have questions like that, you need the right person in your corner, someone like Holly, who can help walk you through all of that. Next week, we're going to be talking more about the importance of having a bookkeeper and whether or not you need one. So stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for watching here today. If you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe. And for more information about Holly Lakorchik, I have left her link and bio in the description. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.